Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Another spooky time. We're going to be doing a little get ready with me. Nothing major with this, just apart from spooky themed makeup, and it's going to be a fun time. I use one spooky palette and one autumn palette for this look. I wanted just orange and black in a weird way, and this is how we ended. So that's what we're doing today. I'm not even chatting about anything in particular in this video, just general chit chat about my life, and yeah, just a fun spooky time. Just before we get into this tutorial and this get ready with me, I have a cold. You can probably hear it in my voice. I sound very nasally, and I have a little bit of a cough. So I've tried to edit out all the sniffles and coughs of this video. Hopefully I succeed. But that's what we're aiming to do. And also my Instagram is linked down below where I post all the up close eye pictures and full face pictures of all of my looks. And my TikTok is down there for a little bit of extra content. So go give both of those a follow. Okay, I don't want to go too much into this intro because I don't really have much to say for this intro. We're just in spooky season. We're having a ball. And yeah, let us get into the get ready with me. Okay, we are fresh faced. I don't have anything spooky on, but I will have it on for obviously the intro and outro. You've already seen the intro. We're starting bare faced because get ready with me. And I'm going to start with my MAC mattifying primer because I'm going to use a MAC foundation that's quite glowy. I like this as a base underneath just to control a little bit of the shine. I don't like too much primer, especially not a mattifying primer. But I do like to have a little bit on. I think this one gives a little bit more grip to the skin, because glowy foundations are great, but a lot of them, most ones I've ever encountered, don't last as long. So having a nice grippy primer, so obviously you can use your Melt Hydro Grip or the e.l.f. Power Grip primer, both the same kind of thing. I prefer the e.l.f. one actually over the two of those, but I love this under this foundation that I'm going to use. Okay, so for foundation I'm going to use the Cider Radiance foundation in NC10. I do have NW5 as well, which is kind of more my shade. It's a tiny bit light for me actually, which is surprising. And this one is normally too dark for me, but because I was in Tenerife, I can actually wear it. And they do have a matching concealer to go with it, which I do have as well in NC10, but that's also a little bit dark for me. So I kind of want a lighter shade and then I'll mix the two, but right now I can actually also get away with that. I definitely took out a little bit too much of that, but anyway, I'm going to use a 170 brush. It's very weird doing my skin on camera. I only do it every so often. I feel like I don't know what to talk about when I do my skin. I'm probably going to ask this in every single get ready with me, but how is your spooky season going? Mine is going good. Well, my spooky season hasn't technically started because it's not actually October as I'm filming this, but for me spooky season is from like September onwards. I'm in spooky mode. You hear that dog barking? That's my neighbour's dog Marley. He's a cutie pie, and I love when he barks. I love watching him bark out the window because my room is the back room of the house, so I can see out in the gardens and I can see him in the garden. Just gives a really like kind of medium-ish, you can kind of sheer it down if you wanted to, coverage. Definitely not a full coverage, but just a really natural look to the skin, but very shiny. That's why I like the mattifying primer underneath it. But yeah, as of right now, today is the 12th of September. I haven't actually seen Beetlejuice yet. I've had a very stressful and very sad week this week actually. We had to put our dog down. He had to go to sleep, so I'm very sad. So I took a couple of days off to, I also had to work as well, but I also took a couple of days off of doing anything because I am very sad. I'm devastated. He was my baby boy, and he was a German Shepherd. His name was Jace. He was a little shithead, but my shithead, and I loved him dearly. Still love him. But yeah, he was old. He was 10. He wasn't well, and he was kind of like, lads, I am out. Let me go. But yeah, we're all kind of devastated over. We kind of don't really know what to do with ourselves now because we don't have him around. He's actually my boyfriend's dog technically, but like I spent half my time in my boyfriend's house, and he was basically my dog as well. So yeah, very sad, but you know, that's what happens when you have a dog. It happens. It's part of the life of being a dog mom, and it's a pity. It's the worst part, but you know. Anyway, I didn't want to get sad in this video. I'm surprised I even said that without crying, because I've been crying the last like 2 days. But yeah, so I haven't done anything else really apart from edit what I needed to edit because I could just veg out in bed while I done that. I'm just going to take the rest of what I have here and just add a bit of coverage in areas that I like a little bit extra coverage. It's still a little bit dark for me, but you know, it's fine. And my concealer and all goes on. Should be okay. Okay, so this is the Studio Radiance concealer, which is brand new. I only recently got it. And I've learned with this, you do not need too much, but the colors with Studio Radiance for MAC, I've noticed it's just weird. Like, so I'm an NC10 Studio Fix fluid, and I kind of go NC10 in anything then that MAC do, but that's why I went with NC10 in this. But it's just very odd colors. They kind of just look so much darker on the skin. I do also find when I'm on holidays, my skin gets really good. The sun does wonders for my skin, apart from, like, obviously you shouldn't sit too much in the sun, but I have these like patches of freckles that have come up on either side of my eye, and I kind of love them, so I'm not covering them. So if you see that and think it's a bit of a weird discoloration, it's not, it's freckles. And as always, which I think a lot of people find really weird, I blend my concealer in with my finger. I like to keep the coverage that way. I find sponges and brushes just take too much product off it and I don't get the coverage that I want. Okay, so now for the first time in ages, I am not using cream bronzer or cream blusher. I have been on such a kick with that, and I used it all throughout my holiday as well. I feel like powder today. Feeling like a bit of powder, and the blush I want to use, the colour I want for a blush, I only have in a powder form, so I want to use everything else powder. So we're going to use the Inglot Perfect Finish Loose Powder in the shade 12. That colour there, like the lightest shade. And I do like to make sure that my face is like set pretty well. I don't do baking or anything like that. I just like to give it a good dusting over so I can do this without any foundation coming off, you know what I mean? So if I'd done that up here, it would kind of just rip it all off, where down here, now that it's set. So what I do is I take a little bit on it and I stamp it in, so pushes it in, takes away any of the excess shine, because then I use like a nice glowy setting spray and it takes away that like super matte look. I do like a glow, but I just like my face to be fully set. I don't want to touch my face and my makeup to come off my fingers, basically, which I find happens. I've seen it happen when people have gotten their makeup done and they touch their face, it just wipes right off. Where if I was doing someone's makeup, that's not going to happen, because I fully set your face and then add the glow to that. Now I do look like a spooky ghost. I am going to take my Juvia's Place Bronze Duo in Light, and I'm going to take the darker one. I know, I have a tan. I'm not even joking, like I literally have tan lines. That's how white I was going. And I'm now this colour. That was from when I got burnt. I got really burnt. Not intentionally, but I did get really burnt. And this is a Bobbi Brown, what is this? Precise blending brush. I don't know how precise you're going to be with that, but anyway, I do like it for doing a bronzer, a nice quick bronzer. And I kind of do my bronzer like a contour, so I kind of do a bit of both. It's like bronzy contour, bronzer. I don't know if that's a word, but yeah. And then the sides of my forehead, just working that into the skin. If you ever put too much on, just go with your powder brush. You can take a little bit more powder or just whatever's else on it. And you can go in and soften down. Okay, now for some blush. I'm going to take Modern Mandarin from MAC. This is, I need to get like a true kind of yellow orange blush. A lot of mine are more coral. I need something like orange with like a yellow undertone to it. That's what I kind of want in my collection. So one of the kind of shades that I'm missing. But I'm just taking a little bit of that. This is just a Clinique brush. I got this in an advent calendar. Taking some of this and popping that on my cheeks, blending into my bronzer. So even that is pulling a little bit pink. I want like orange. And I like a good bit of blush on my nose. I don't really mind how much goes on there, because I think once everything comes together, it all softens out again. So it's not too big of a deal. Okay, now on to some highlighter. This is the Inglot Sparkling Dust for Face, Eyes and Body. This is 07. Super metallic. You only need a tiny bit of this, and I'm gonna have this forever because I still just tap into whatever's on the lid, and see, even that, way too much. That's still too much, but I can't get any more off. So I like to turn into the light and just very light, let the brush just hit the skin where you want it. I haven't really like been watching any horror movies like as of right now. I haven't really had time, to be honest, because I'm working full time, but also trying to edit my September videos and film all my October videos and then edit my October videos. So I'm kind of like doing 3 things at once, and also, you know, live my life, read my books. I started ACOTAR or A Court of Thorns and Roses, if you don't know, on my holiday. I read the first one in 4 days, which is amazing for me because I do not read fast. I don't usually have the time to, but with my Kindle, my Kindle, one of the best things my boyfriend ever bought me. And now I'm going to set my face. But yeah, I read that. I'm on the second one. I'm about 30% of the way through the second one. And one of the girls I work with is on the third book. So we're like chatting away about things that I know have happened anyway. I'm just going to use my Colourpop Pretty Fresh. And while that is drying, I'm going to jump off and do my brows because that's just boring. I hate doing my own brows. I love doing everyone else's. Hate doing my own brows. So I'm going to jump off, do my brows, pop back, and then we will get on to the spooky eyes. Okay, brows are on. My eyeshadow primer is on. I use the NYX HD Eyeshadow Primer just as a quick base because I want to use coloured bases. So I'm going to use the Badda black base from Plouise, and this is just a Real Techniques base shadow brush. I've got 2 of these because I'm going to do 2 different colours on each eye. But I'm going to do it like one colour on the top here and one colour on the top up here, and then like switch it for the lower lash line. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. But we're going to take the black base and I'm going to pop this all over the lid. Very pretty, very smooth. I just want like pumpkin orange and black, classic Halloween. I have another kind of black and orange idea in mind as well in a different sort of way, which I may do as well in a different video. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. I'm going to pop the black base as well, a little bit just under my lower lash line under here. And then I'm going to do the orange up here and then the orange on the lower lash in here. So topsy-turvy is the way I like to describe this. So for the orange side, I've got the same brush, just a clean one. And this is another Plouise base. This is in OTT Orange. Have it on the back of my hand here. We're also going to use my Chucky mirror today because I am using a Chucky palette. And I am going to pop this. This is like super neon. This is going to go all over the lid on this side. And I'm going to pop it under here as well. Just give a nice like pop and base so when the shadows go on, they really stand out. Okay, so it's going to look a bit mental, but that's fine. It's spooky season. That's what we're here for. You don't need to do a perfect base. You just want to be even enough so when your shadows go on, they go on nice and even as well. I did kind of extend the black here, so I extended a little bit of the orange under here as well. Yeah, let us get in. So we are going to use 2 different palettes for this. So for the orange side, I'm going to use the Beaute Flair, which I did mention in my autumn seasonal palettes video. I'm going to use these 2 here. So this one has my darker shade, this one, and I might use a bit of this, maybe even a bit of this as well to blend. But I kind of want more so these oranges. I don't want anything too neon, even though the base is quite neon. Something like this, and then maybe a bit of this to blend to keep that orange, like more yellow orange that I like going. And then for my dark side, I'm going to use the Chucky Crazy in Love palette, which is one of my favourite palettes in my collection because this has a lot of grey and black shades in here. It's got a beautiful shade up here, which I think I might use, like a charcoal metallic, and I am very excited because I want my shimmer on the black side to also still be very dark, not very light. So I'm going to start on the dark side. I'm going to use Good Guys, this lighter grey here. I'm taking that on an Inglot 6SS. Yes, 6SS. And I'm just going to run that through the crease just to soften out the edge of that base. Blend it into my skin. Bringing it up high. I want this to be nice and dramatic because, you know, there's no real soft looks this time of the year. And I'm not going straight in with my darker shade because obviously it's black. I don't want it to get too out of control. I want to start with my lighter shades on this side. Where on this side I might start with my darker shades and build up to the lighter shades. And I'm just going to do all the dark shades first, then we'll do all the orange shades just to make it easier so I don't have to keep picking up both palettes and talking about different colours. So now what I'm going to do is I want to take a little bit of It's Time to Play, this deeper grey. Bit more of a cool toned grey, and I'm going to take that on a soft on brush from Makeup Geek, and this is going to go starting in the outer corner, just building up to my darkest shades and then pulling that through the crease. The eye itself is quite a basic, like darker crease, outer corner, and then lighter shade on the lid, like your shimmer on the lid. But just the idea of the colours and where they're placed is the weird part of it. And then I'm going to take this V Cosmetics brush, just an even smaller little blending brush. I'm going to take Free Hugs, the matte black, and we're going to take a little bit of that on the outer corner, just popping that in the crease. The reason why I use that other shade, the kind of mid-tone grey, it just gives us a buffer so it's not as much of a harsh blend. You don't have to spend too much time blending between the lighter shade and the darkest shade. Just gives us a nice middleman in between. Okay, so then for my lower lash line on this side, I'm going to kind of go backwards. We're going to start with the black on this little brush that I got from eBay, and I'm going to work that just kind of almost setting right in between all my lashes. Bring it out slightly. Then I'm going to take this BH Cosmetics number 10 brush, little pencil brush, and we're going to take I'm probably just going to take the lighter grey, the Free Hugs shade, or no, sorry, Good Guys shade, and use that to buffer out because I don't think I'm going to need as much of a blend on this lower lash line. Okay, and then for shimmer, we're going to use our NYX Glitter Primer. My battery is going to die, so I want to get this done quick. Taking a little bit on at the back of my hand. And I'm taking a Beauty Bay BB207 brush, just a little flat brush like this. And just a very small amount of that, just tapping over the lid. That was even a little bit too much. Just tap it in with my finger, get rid of any excess. I've actually changed my mind. I'm going to take Europal Since 98 down here, which is also a metallic, but even darker black, but it's sparkly. If I want to, I'll add that other shade on top, but I'm kind of feeling this one. And that is going to go on the lid where I applied that glitter primer. Yeah, see, that's what I want. I want a black shimmer, you know what I mean? I don't want a silver shimmer to go with the blacks because it won't give me that blackened effect. This is exactly what I wanted. Okay, so now moving on to our Flair palette for our orange shades. I'm going to take Hazelnut, this deeper kind of burnt orange, and this is a BH Cosmetics Lavender Luxe number 7 brush. Just like, not the biggest fluffy brush in the world, but not the smallest either. And that is going to go on the outer corner. So we're kind of going the opposite way now. We're going to go with the deepest shades. It's been a while since I've used this palette, so it's fun to kind of jump back into it. Just going to pull that all the way through the crease. And then very fitting, we're going to take the shade Pumpkin, which is like, that's the kind of blush colour I want, is that pumpkin orange blush. And I'm going to take that just along the edge of that deeper orange shade. Again, blending up high because I want to match the kind of intensity of this side, even though this one is obviously going to be more intense because it's black. But just to give the same shape and everything like that. And then on my biggest fluffy brush, I'm going to take the shade Cider, which is that yellowy mustard shade. And I'm going to use this to blend at the edge, just to kind of give that more yellowed orange. I don't know why, I just love that sort of shade. Just around the edge to stop this from looking too, like, not pink, but like coral around the edges. This will just give us more of that true orange effect. I might do it tonight actually. I always do every year a calendar and then 31 movies to watch in October, being both horror movies and just like spooky fun movies like Hocus Pocus and all that kind of stuff. I've already watched Beetlejuice 1, but I like to pick 31 movies and I haven't picked it yet. I'm excited to pick it because I do it every year. Okay, and then for our lower lash line, I'm going to take my darkest shade, Hazelnut, and we are going to run that just along the lashes, exactly the same as what we do on this side. Then I'm going to go with Pumpkin, the second orange shade, because with this I do want to add more orange, so I am going to go in with my in-between shades. And that is going to be on a Blend Bunny B2 brush, their little pencil brush, and just run that along the edges. And then taking Cider, the kind of mustard shade, on the same big fluffy brush, because with this I don't really mind it going a little bit more out of hand. With the greys and blacks you definitely want to be careful, but with this I don't really mind, and I don't really have another brush here to use for this step, so that's why we're using this. And then again, glitter primer. We are going to pop a little bit of that on this side. I was trying to put the lid back on, couldn't point to it. This side, and just a small bit again, just pat that over the lid where we haven't applied any more colors. And then on that same brush I'm going to take Firefly, this beautiful orange with the kind of gold shimmer in it. I hope it's orange enough. I think it will be over that base, because the base again kind of pulls slightly coral, because neon orange has a slightly pink tone to it, where I want a bit more orange out of it, and because this has gold in it, this shadow, I think it will mix quite well. That's looking good. I'm liking that. But yeah, as I was saying, I do like to pick 31 movies for October. I have never completed it. I've never watched all 31 movies that I picked, but I've made good attempts at it. So I will take any suggestions you have in the comments of any movies you think I should watch. Bear in mind, I'm a big horror fan and like all kinds of horror movies. I will watch pretty much anything. Not the super like depraved, like, put this out, I'll never watch a Serbian film. Not gonna happen. I know the plot, I know exactly what happens in it. I will never watch that movie. So anything, but I have seen Terrifier 2. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where my levels are. And Terrifier 2, I wouldn't even say it's the worst thing I've ever seen, but like that's kind of level I always kind of gauge it by. But yeah, any suggestions you have, Let me know in the comments. Okay, so last little step is just my inner corner highlight. I'm actually going to go back in with my Chucky palette and I'm going to take Wanna Play, this beautiful silver. I just think it'll go quite well with both sides, so I'm going to just use that. And this is a little Charles Fox brush that I have, just a small little flat brush. And that is going to go on my inner corner. Kind of has like holographic sparkles in it as well, which I think is really fun. Oh, that's pretty. I really like this. This is really fun. So I'm going to jump off. I'm going to finish off the eyes. I might use a glitter. I have a glitter that might match this. I'm going to put my lashes on and then do a lip. Black? I'll see. I'll decide as I pick it. So I will let you know what I use when I come back. Okay, so this is how I finish off the look. I am in love with this. I think it is so fun, a little bit quirky, just a little bit different, but still like easy to do. You just have to remember where you're putting your colours and all that kind of stuff. Very fun. So let me go through everything that I used on my face. So to finish off the eyes, nice and simple, I went in with 2 different liners. So on the black lower lash line, I used my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade 0. And for the orange side on the lower lash line, I used my Odin's Eye Sol Mon Gel Liner in 002. It's the orange one. It's beautiful. Just pop that on the waterline. For my mascara then, I use my Benefit Bad Gal Bang Lash Mascara just on my top and my bottom lashes. And then for my lashes, these are the ColourPop. It's the It's Faux set, this one. And it's these ones down here. These are the ones Angel. Down here, really like wingy, but also I can still see all the colours, but I still needed a dramatic enough lash for this eye in particular to deal with the heaviness of this eye. You know what I mean? So think about that as well when you're doing this sort of look. And then I added a little bit of glitter. Just a little bit, because I had a perfect one for this. This is the Glitter Lambs Witching Hour glitter. So it's got like squares and stars in it, black, holographic, gold, orange, all different colours, and I just kind of done them in the orange section, so kind of under here where the orange is and up here where the orange is, just to kind of again add a bit of extra oomph to the orange part to deal with the heaviness of the black side. So yeah, so pretty. And then for my lip, I went in with my Juvia's Place liquid lipstick in the shade Doo Doo. Just black liquid lip. Might not be the only time I wear a black liquid lip, but I started now. Okay, so that is it. That is our beautiful look. Another spooky look. Well, our first spooky Get Ready With Me on the channel. Even though I didn't really chat spooky because it's not Halloween yet for me. It's not October yet for me. My little ghosty neon light over here there. I don't know, stopped working today, but my bat is still working. He's cute. I had it on all day yesterday. I think that's why. Probably just like burnt it out. That is our look. I want to know down in the comments below, what do you think of this look? And what have you been getting up to in spooky season so far? Let me know down in the comments below. If you did like this video, give me a big thumbs up down below. So quickest, simplest and easiest way to give me a little bit of support. Get me around to more people and also let me know that you like the video and I will continue to many more. And don't forget to subscribe down below to see many more videos coming. We are in spooky season and we have got lots of videos coming, so hit subscribe to see all the spooky goodness. And as I said in the beginning, my Instagram is linked down below where I post all my up close eye pictures and full face pictures of all of my looks, as well as the backlog for spooky season last year is all down there, and the backlog for TikTok last year. My TikTok is down there below, and I done a TikTok for this look as well, so go follow both of those down below. And that is it. That is everything. So I will see you in the next video, guys.